So Caitlyn Jenner and Lamar Odom are teaming up for this new big bad podcast. Every little which way they can stick their hands into something, they're doing it.
And I say let them do it because I want to watch this train wreck. Like, I want to watch them fail.
Caitlyn Jenner is doing the most with Lamar Odom in a new podcast that nobody was asking for. Kris Jenner isn't happy, and Khloe is caught off guard by this collaboration, probably because it doesn't make any sense. So let's get into it. If you aren't subscribed to the Let's Get Into It podcast, then you're only getting half the tea. For longer videos, deep dives, and of course, more of me, subscribe to the Let's Get Into It podcast listed in the description below. When it comes to the Kardashian and their entourage, things just seem to get weirder and weirder, especially when the Kardashian family members are no longer part of the family. Of course, I'm not talking about the sisters, but I'm talking about the ex-husbands, the ex-father, Caitlyn Jenner. And I don't know how Khloe feels about this, but her ex-stepfather, Caitlyn Jenner, is now starting a podcast with her ex-husband, Lamar Odom. It's just weird because I feel like Caitlyn and Lamar aren't really on the best terms when it comes to the Kardashian family, yet they are leveraging their clout with this family to title a podcast Keeping Up with Sports, which I have to say the podcast title just irks me because, like, let go of it. I mean, they really don't have anything to garner any attention besides their relationship to this family. On Monday, March 18th, it was revealed that Kris Jenner's former spouse, Caitlyn Jenner, will be co-hosting a podcast with Khloe Kardashian's ex-husband, Lamar Odom. Now, don't worry, there is another co-host, which when a podcast starts to have more than two people, I mean, really, that's just a little bit too much. It's kind of a crowd, but there's this guy named Zach who's going to co-host, and they're all going to talk about sports. I mean, I thought Caitlyn was getting into politics, but I guess she failed on that. The official website describes the project as an award-winning host taking on all sports, each with a unique personality and opinion. Pretty unique. According to the report, they've had 3 episodes recorded so far. And it looks like they have a guest coming on the first episode. Maybe each episode has a guest, so 4 people. Really, I mean, I feel like, do they not have enough personality to fill up a podcast? They need 4 people to contribute. To me, it just kind of seems like a money grab. I mean, I don't really anticipate these 3 people like meshing well together, especially when it comes to leveraging this Kardashian name. Now the Zach doesn't really make sense. And even the title itself, it's like, again, alluding to this family, but they're going to be talking about sports.
You got it or you don't got it, okay? Physical talent. You can improve on it, but if you don't got it, you don't got it. The athletic mind. And I mean, all the greats like yourself, just great competitive. Yeah, it's not just the competition. You know, and
what is this beat? Please, someone explain this beat. With Caitlyn Jenner, I can't.
like out of this world insane.
You can get me that fight?
Ooh, he's pretty good, man.
Okay.
All right. What happened that night when you had the traumatic brain injury?
I woke up from my coma. They were telling me that I would probably never walk or talk again.
Dramatic boy, when I woke up from my nose job, it was just horrible. Oh my God.
I saw you kick some ass.
God gave me fast feet. There was a fight in high school that turned out.
Something about Caitlyn just makes me so... First reaction as someone who is a creator, you know, I'm in the creative world. I hate the music. The audio is off. We've got Caitlyn sounding quiet. We've got Lamar all up in the mic. Like, I don't like, I hate the music because it's so irrelevant. And also you could see that they tried to do like juicy parts of these 3 episodes, but none of it told us. There was no like storyline. Like we didn't get like a sadness to it. Like if you go, not to promote myself, but the trailer for my podcast that I put together, granted it was more interview based in the beginning, there was like layers to it. Like it started off like more intense and then got like more sad and then it gets more dramatic. Like there's waves to it. That just was, it looks like a montage of just little random clips, and then they added some beat onto it to make it what, like young, hip, and whatever. And like Caitlyn, it's gonna be weird commentary from her. Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind that the Kardashians, especially Kris Jenner, did not sign off on any of this. Probably not cashing in on it, and probably not a big fan of it. I mean, it does seem like Caitlyn just does whatever she wants to. as she should, but she also has to keep in mind that she is, again, leveraging this family's clout, and I just don't really think it's a good look. It just seems very desperate.
As an homage to Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Keeping Up with Sports will have celebrity guests where they talk about what it means to be the best. I just know Kris Jenner is somewhere punching the air right now. The celebrity guest list includes Bryce Hall, Amber Rose, Steve-O, and so many more.
Keeping Up with the Sports, but we're interviewing Bryce Hall, someone who's boxed maybe one time, maybe twice. We've got Amber Rose, who's she fighting besides her own demons? And then Steve-O, who has been fighting mental health for a long time. I'm sorry, but Steve-O, we don't really like him because he goes after a lot of people. He put Bam Margera in a, toxic, he helped enable this toxic situation Bam was in. So yeah, not a big fan of the guest list so far. I think Bryce Hall's kind of cute. That's kind of, I'm like, should we cut that? No, we'll leave it in. I think Bryce Hall's kind of cute. I like, plain white, whatever. Not his personality, just how he looks. The show will tackle what it takes to become a professional athlete and the effects it has on personal lives per a press release. Again, what does that have to do with Amber Rose? And also, I like how they list boxer Bryce Hall because he's definitely known more as a TikToker influencer. Quote, each episode goes beyond the headlines, providing listeners with an entertaining perspective on the personal stories behind the champions, delving into the highs and lows of being in the spotlight, recounting early struggles on the path to success, and exploring how today's athletes navigate difficulties along their journeys. It sounds like they don't have a clear scope here. The hosting trio also plan to dissect taboo topics such as mental health struggles, addiction, and difficult decision to walk away from it all. So maybe that's where Amber Heard will. Did I just say Amber Heard? Amber Rose will step in. I hope I didn't say Amber Heard earlier. Amber Rose. If they had Amber Heard on, that would be a moment. That would be like, what a group. Caitlyn Jenner, Amber Heard. Amber Heard is like, and then we've got who are the other people? Lamar Odom and this random Zach guy. Kudos to you, Zach, for getting in on this gig, but it looks, I don't know if I'd be proud of this project just because it does not, on paper, it's not really making sense. Even in the articles, it's like, wait, what? What show are we talking about? Pick a lane. Caitlyn said, I know the dialogues we have on Keeping Up with Sports will emphasize athletes' unique stories and events in their lives that matter to sports and the entertainment community. Lamar put out a statement saying he is excited to ask their guests about the human side of being an athlete. Lamar Odom is an interesting man. He's had a lot of struggles. I think he's got a lot of insight. So honestly, I'm not a fan of Lamar. I don't like what he's done in his past and to Khloe, but I think he would be interesting behind a mic. In a sneak peek episode obtained by TMZ, boxing legend Sugar Ray Leonard opened up about past abuse that they had endured from their trainers, which I think that is a very important topic and something I'm glad that this person has a safe space to talk about it because that's a different kind of world. They said they're now 67, but they go on to say that they never said anything about the allegations for 10, 15, 20 years. But when he did say it, he broke down like a baby. I cried so hard because I was hurting. You were holding on to it for so long, Lamar said. And Leonard added, yeah, and you can't do that. I learned the hard way.
And I was abused by one of my trainers. And I kept it in my heart and in my head for 10, 15, 20 years. I don't even know how long it's been. I never said anything, but when I did say it, I broke down like a baby. I cried so hard because I was hurting.
He was holding it so long.
Yeah.
Social media users weren't too impressed by the news. One person writing on Twitter, sorry, are we supposed to be excited about this show? Another person added, hard pass. Others, including myself, couldn't help but roll their eyes at Caitlyn and Lamar continuing to ride the famous family's coattails, with the individual noting, can't let go of them folks. It's kind of like what I was saying earlier in this video, like, get over it. Like, really? There's nothing new that you personally can offer?
They are hanging on to the Kardashian
keeping
fame.
up with sports.
Their life depends on it, and it does. Like they just, every little which way they can stick their hands into something, they're doing it.
Let's look at some of these comments. More proof that 2016 broke everyone's brains, sometimes literally, like in Lamar Odom's case. Another person wrote, I'm going to guess that this idea was formulated about at 5:30 in the morning over a glass coffee table. So many bad ideas are created at this junction of time and space. Interesting. I'm not entirely sure what they were doing when they thought of this idea. Maybe it was a Zach guy who kind of came up with it. Nonetheless, it doesn't really make sense. And social media, they're not like happy about it. I'm sure the family's not happy about it. I mean, is there actually one person, comment below, is there one person who's really excited to hear what these people have to say about sports? Comment below. We just want to know that you exist.
And I say let them do it. Because I want to watch this train wreck. Like, I want to watch them fail. Okay, that's what the internet is now. It's just watching people do ridiculous things and fail, and it be entertaining, and we all make jokes about it. So, yes.
Now, we don't necessarily know when this podcast will come out, if it will ever come out. Allegedly, their first episode is reportedly coming soon. It's definitely a weird move on Caitlyn's part. Caitlyn has entered the world of politics and even ran as a Republican in the 2021 recall election, though she lost big time. She works as a correspondent for Fox News and has been criticized for her views related to her own community. Since Lamar has had issues with substance abuse, he has actually created his own group, the Odom Recovery Group, and it's become a passion of his. That's what he's been up to lately. We currently have 14 treatment centers in the network, and we're growing, and the best has yet to come. We're always looking for investors to expand. Honestly, to be frank, because I know people who are in the rehab facility. Like, I know a guy personally who owns a bunch of facilities, and it's such a money laundering scheme. Well, Caitlyn and Lamar have come a long way since 2016 when Kim had to explicitly explain to Lamar that Bruce no longer is identifying as Bruce or male. She is now Caitlyn. Reports claim when the ex-basketball player had a near-fatal overdose at a brothel in Nevada last year, he suffered memory loss and was unable to recall some pretty major things that went down, including Caitlyn's transition. In a past episode of Keeping Up, you'll see that Kim was explaining to Caitlyn that she had to explain to Lamar who Caitlyn really was.
He saw something on the news about you, and he was a little confused, so I had to explain it to him. And I was like, well, it's Caitlyn now. And he was like, what?
I know Khloe tried to explain it to him a couple of times, but at that point, I don't think he was getting anything.
Lamar ended up meeting Caitlyn for the first time at Kanye West's Yeezy Season 3 Fashion Week in February. What a different time. And the pair were seen hugging it out at the event, so we're guessing everything went smoothly. I mean, now they have a podcast, so it went better than smoothly. I don't know why, but I just had this weird thought, like, what if Lamar and Caitlyn dated? That'd be different. That'd be really different. I just can't stop thinking about Bryce Hall now. Oh my god, it's so embarrassing. He is cute though, right? I mean, I know people think he's cringe, but he is kind of cute. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I respect that he's straight though. I would never try anything, you know. I just think if you look at all the influencer people, he's like the person I think is cute. And you guys are totally gonna read me. I'm sure some people relate. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye guys.